All right. Hello, everyone. It is Wednesday, the 2nd of March, 2022. This is week 8 of the Kubernetes 124 release cycle. My name is James Laverack. I will be your host today. I'm the release lead. Before we get started, I'd just like to remind everyone that this meeting, as with all of our meetings, is covered by the CNCF Contributor Code of Conduct. Please refer to that for all of your interactions with others here today. But it boils down to please be excellent to each other. Please sign in if you are in attendance, and then we will move on to open discussion items. I have one to kick us off here. This is something that I'm sure everyone is aware of, but to put it, I don't even know how to describe it, but the world is complicated at the moment. There was a message sent out by the Kubernetes Steering Committee discussing that the impact of the Ukraine invasion is having on us, not just for our colleagues and friends that live in that area and are directly affected, but also anyone who is affected by this is quite significant. And I just wanted to reiterate the statement that the steering committee made, and also that Stephen Augustus, one of the co-chairs for SIG Release, made, that we are definitely wanting to do whatever we can to support people through this. If you or others are affected, first of all, this whole release thing comes entirely secondary. If you have things you need to deal with, do not worry about it. And secondly, if there is anything that any of us can do to help, do not be afraid to reach out, either to myself, to Joseph if you're a shadow, or to the SIG Release leadership, or even directly to the steering committee if you feel more comfortable. Does anyone have any questions on this point? No? Okay. Well, not a pleasant thing to talk about, but I think it's important to say. All right. Moving on, Leonard, we have a repository denoted.
Yes. So you might heard of this a month ago or so. So basically, when the release cycle started, I worked on basically it's like some very lightweight analysis, and this was also discussed in SIG Release and in the release engineering meetings and so on. And the repository now got donated, and yeah, so that's very good. You can check it out.
Nice, that looks great. That's great to hear. Thank you. Thank you for following that up. I know it's difficult to get through the admin process sometimes with these things, so thank you very much. Does anyone have any questions regarding this from anyone? No? Okay, well, thank you for that, Leonard. Moving on, I think that's all of our open discussion items, so we'll move on to sub-project updates, starting with Hossein.
Hello, everyone. So I think just Chris mentioned in the beginning regarding that due to the exception 1472, I think she has more information regarding that, so she can just add more information on that. Beside that, our current status is green, and we're gonna have a code freeze in 4 weeks from today. That's all from my side.
Excellent, thank you so much. Does anyone have any questions? No, okay, thank you again. Moving on, Leonard, back to you for a CI signal update.
Yeah, so for CI signal, our current status is yellow. We see a lot of flaky tests, flaky jobs, but we cannot find, or we cannot confirm any flaky patterns, but we look over all of them regularly. So just because of this load of flaky tests and this one failing and master blocking, the status is yellow. So nothing to concern about, but still. Besides that, I also want to give like a short status update about some projects and things that are happening besides monitoring the CI signal boards, the test grid boards and so on. So this is for one that we started thinking about and working on short clips that we want to record for the onboarding process. So like in the last release cycles, there was the feedback that short clips would be very helpful. And I think Laura is now taking care of this. And yeah, so this is one thing. The next one is the CI signal report CLI. So as you probably saw from week to week, there's a weekly CI signal report, and we want to improve the CI signal report CLI to automatically generate this report. So there's like a couple of features that we want to integrate to the CI signal CLI. And yeah, we are still waiting for the donation of the CI signal dashboard, but this is in motion. And yeah, so you can check all the other things that are happening on the CI signal side on the project board that I linked. Yeah, but that's more or less it. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And thank you again for driving kind of donations and upgrading documentation. Documentation is really an important artifact for the release team, so it's great to see more work done on that. Does anyone have any questions on any of that? Nope. Okay. Well, thank you so much again. We shall move on to bug triage. Dipto?
Yeah, hello. So our status is still green, and we have a new release blocker issue which was just added last week, and the issue is related to the recent update of the Golang version. So in the issue, there's still a discussion going on, and there are tests being conducted, and there hasn't been a conclusion yet. So we are currently awaiting for further feedback and discussion. Other than that, our team is following up with the different PRs and issues, and there's nothing more, there's nothing critical to be reported.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Does anyone have any questions on that? No. Okay. Moving on. Docs, Edidong?
Yes. Hi, everyone. So our status for doxing is green at the moment. For context, we are currently tracking 67 KEPs for this release. And so far we have 5 drafted PRs, 2 that are ready for review, 3 that has been completed, and 4 that do not require docs. Then we have about 53 that there's no PR for yet.
Okay. That seems.
Sorry, yeah, I think that's sort of par for the course for where we are at week 8. The other bit I'd like to bring up is that the release branch is mostly healthy. A couple of errors have popped up on it, and I'm looking into why and have a PR that I'm hoping will solve it.
Okay. Do you need any help with that, or are you okay for now?
For now, I'm okay. I'll reach out if I need help.
Okay. Great. Thank you both for the update. Does anyone have any questions for either of them from Docs? No. Okay. Moving on then. Thank you for that update. Release notes with Lucas. Is Lucas on the call? Don't see him. Okay. Is there anyone from release notes here? No. Okay.
Yeah, am I audible?
Oh, yeah. Hello.
Yeah, hello, this is Parul from Release Notes. I suppose this isn't there in the meeting this time as well. And yeah, there are no further updates from the past meeting, just that we would be having a meeting, a unanimous one, wherein we would be discussing about the CREL issues and stuff. It would be held today.
Perfect. Thank you so much for giving that update. Does anyone have any questions? No. Okay. Thank you so much. Mickey, comms.
Hey folks, so today, thanks to help from James, we're going to be reaching out to the SIG leads to verify the content for the removals and deprecations blog. As always, please, if you have any content for us you'd like us to review, add it to the spreadsheet that we have tracking things here. The team has already been hard at work reaching out to folks attached to each issue to verify whether or not the content is appropriate for a removal or deprecations blog. And then also one thing that happened last week is I connected with Tim Bannister, who wrote a blog for 1.22 and got some guidance from him on what should be included and what should be excluded from it. The last bit is just that we're continuing to solicit content for the feature release blog. This is, obviously much further out at this point. But if you have any content or any features or enhancements you'd like to highlight, please feel free to reach out or add it to the spreadsheet and we'll be happy to review it.
All right. Thank you for all of that, and thank you for your work organizing all of this. Does anyone have any questions for comms? No. Okay. Well, thank you so much. Moving on, release branch management. I don't see Nabaroon or Jim on the call, I don't think. No. Well, they have a text update with no new updates, which is about what I expected, so that's fine. Unless anyone had any points or questions to raise here about release branch management. No. Okay. Joseph.
Hey, everybody. Yeah, I just want to reiterate what James earlier said. Given our situation we're in, it's a challenging time. And so I just hope everybody is taking care of yourselves, be excellent to each other. And let's make this kind of a place where we can all come and at least find a little bit of solace and comfort in the work that we do, but think about a lot of the bigger things that are happening. So just want to kind of really appreciate those words that you left, James. Hey, so we are getting about the midpoint. Things are going to start to really kind of ramp up for a lot of the different parts of the release team, especially when we go into week 9. So one thing that we will be doing here, and I'll send out a doodle. Hopefully I should try to get this done today, tomorrow, because I'd like to see if we could get this retro out and scheduled by next week, if possible. Worst case, the following week. The action item would be just fill out a time for the doodle that works for you, and as well as if you have anything that has come up during the cycle, we have a Google Doc that you could capture some of those thoughts. The other thing, as we start to transition over from week 8 to week 9, is the lead succession. It's hard to believe that here we are in this release. It feels like it just started, but we're really at a point now where a lot of what's going to start to be the foundation for the next release will start to kick off. So leads, just expect that I will be reaching out, starting to talk with you. And then as well as if you have interest in continuing on in the release team and possibly leading either in your domain or some other area, this is a time that I would really encourage you to try to reach out and see what you can do and what you can work on. So really excited. This is a part that I look forward to, because then we start to see how we all been working on all this different part of the puzzle and we start to pull it together. So I'm really grateful to be a part of this and excited to see how this all finishes out. So that's it for me this week.
All right. Thank you so much, Joseph. Does anyone have any questions about any of that? No. Okay. Well, thank you very much. Moving on, it's me. I have finally mostly settled on a release theme. I'm going to keep it secret for now. This is partly a function of following what previous release leads have done and kind of kept it secret to the last minute, but also a function of I want to run it past SIG release leadership and also probably CNCF and the Linux Foundation as well, as if I can, just to make sure everyone's happy with anything else. Logo is in the works, maybe, so we're looking at that. But yeah, I've actually gotten somewhere with this, which is good. I'm about to send out an email to SIG leads for comms, which is what Mickey mentioned. That's scheduled to go out on the hour. So for 9 a.m. Pacific, I like sending emails to people early in the morning, so they're hopefully more chance of them being read. I'm also going to copy what Ray did last release and send out a state of the release email. So it's about halfway through. I'm probably going to draft that and solicit feedback in Slack, and then look to send that tomorrow, not tomorrow, Monday morning, most likely at the start of next week. And also one thing which I forgot to write down is I'm actually out for the next 2 days. I'm in London, which is going to make me more difficult to get in contact with because I'm going to be busy, but it should still be fine. But if you have slightly slower responses from me, that's why. If you need something urgently and I can't get to you, do talk to Joseph or talk to Super Release Leadership, or it should be okay. Yeah, that's it for me. Does anyone have any questions for me? Nope. Okay. Then finally, SIG Scalability has given us an update. They are yellow and they are investigating memory repercussions of switching to Golang version 2018. This is the same issue that was mentioned back in bug triage. It's the second release blocking issue, but still under investigation. So I've been vaguely following that thread. It looks like there's some issue from memory utilization in the kubelet, I think. Read the thread if you're interested in technical details. For now, we're just going to track that and we're going to see what happens. Ultimately, as a release team, it's not up to us necessarily to fix this problem. This is kind of the SIGs will fix it and will kind of inform us as to whether they consider it to be a blocker for the release or not. So at the moment, we have no action to take. We'll just keep an eye on it. All right, and I think that's everything. Probably not going to do a project board today. I don't think anything's changed on that since the previous times. Before we finish the meeting proper, did anyone have anything else to mention, anything else to bring up, anything else to discuss? No? Okay, then I'm going to end the recording.